Welcome to The Explainer. You know, every so often a week comes along that really makes you sit up and pay attention. And that's exactly what just happened over at MIT. They dropped three, not one, but three huge AI papers that are seriously pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. So, what does the future look like? Well, MIT just gave us three completely different answers. And they show how AI is about to change, well, pretty much everything, from the way we compute things at a basic level all the way to life-saving medicine. So yeah, let's dive in and break down exactly what they've done, starting with the very foundation of how AI even learns. Okay, first up, we're going to tackle one of the biggest headaches in the entire field of AI. I'm talking about the crazy amount of time and money it takes to train these massive models that are basically changing our world. So here's the problem. To get an AI that can really think and reason, you need just a staggering amount of computer power. And get this, for some of these huge models, as much as 85% of the training time isn't even spent learning. It's just spent guessing, just generating potential answers. I mean, talk about a huge inefficiency, right? And the source of that inefficiency is actually kind of fascinating. It's this thing called idle compute. See, when you're training a model on a whole bunch of processors, they don't finish their jobs at the exact same time. It's like a team project where some people finish early and just have to sit around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for everyone else to catch up. That idle time is just pure waste. Wasted compute, wasted energy, and a whole lot of wasted money. But MIT came up with this really clever solution. They call it taming the long tail, or TLT for short. And the idea is simple but brilliant. Instead of letting those processors just sit there doing nothing, TLT puts them to work. It uses that otherwise wasted time to train a second, smaller, faster model on the fly. This little drafter model then kind of scouts ahead, generating text ideas to give the big main model a running start. And the result? It's right there, a 2x speed up. I mean, they've literally doubled the training speed. That is 100% improvement, and they do it without sacrificing any of the model's accuracy. In a world where AI labs fight for every single percentage point of efficiency, this is an absolute game changer. So, why does this matter so much? Well, it means building the next generation of AI just got way faster, way cheaper, and frankly, a lot more energy efficient. And hey, here's a cool little bonus. You end up with a pretty useful smaller model as a free byproduct of the whole thing. Can't beat that. All right, so we've talked about how AI learns. Now let's switch gears and look at what it can solve. Our next breakthrough is something people are already calling a ChatGPT for spreadsheets, and it's built to take on some insanely complex engineering problems. Think about it. If you're designing something like a new car or trying to make a power grid more efficient, there are literally hundreds of variables you could tweak, hundreds of different knobs you could turn. Trying to find the absolute perfect combination is a nightmare because running each test costs a ton of time and money. And that's exactly what MIT researcher Rosen Yu is getting at here. He says, a car might have 300 different things you could change, but not all of them are actually important. The real trick is to figure out which handful of those knobs are the ones that really drive the best design. If you can do that, you've just made your problem a whole lot simpler. So this is how it works, and it's pretty elegant. An engineer just describes their complex problem to the system. Then, the AI, which has been trained on tons of data that looks like spreadsheets, goes to work. It intelligently figures out which variables are the most influential ones. Then, it narrows its search to focus only on those high-impact factors, basically ignoring all the noise. And look at these results. The performance is just wow. On real-world engineering benchmarks, this new AI method found the top solutions anywhere from 10 to 100 times faster than what we've been using. That's not just a little better. That is a massive leap forward for anyone doing complex design and optimization. Okay, for our third and final breakthrough, we're going into a totally different world, the world of medicine. This is about a new AI that lets us see inside one of the most intricate, most delicate parts of the human body in a way we've never been able to before. We're talking about the brainstem. And the challenge with the brainstem is that it is incredibly difficult to see clearly on an MRI. I mean, this thing is tiny, it's about the size of your thumb, but it is jam-packed with this super dense web of nerves that control basically everything your body does without you thinking about it. Breathing, your heartbeat, all that stuff. And inside the brainstem, you have what are called white matter pathways. The best way to think about these is like the brain's super highways, or its internal wiring. They carry all the signals. But trying to map these pathways accurately in a living person from a standard scan it's been pretty much impossible to do reliably. Well, until now. And this is the solution. MIT has developed an AI algorithm that can take the messy, noisy, tangled up data you get from a brainstem MRI, and it turns it into a crystal clear, reliable map of all those critical nerve bundles. For the very first time, we can actually see what's going on in there. The impact of this is just huge. Think about it. For surgeons, this means they can plan how to remove a brainstem tumor with much greater safety. For doctors and patients, it gives them a brand new way to track devastating diseases like ALS or MS. It could even help us understand how people recover from strokes. This is going to save lives. So, okay, we've seen 3 incredible but very different breakthroughs: faster AI training, smarter engineering, and a revolutionary way to see inside the brain. What's the big picture here? What's the common thread that connects all of these? Well, if you look at the table, it becomes pretty clear. These aren't just small tweaks. Each of these breakthroughs uses AI to smash through a really fundamental problem, a bottleneck that was holding people back. Whether you're an AI developer, an engineer, or a doctor, this is about putting powerful new tools into the hands of the people who are actually on the front lines, solving real problems. And that points to a much bigger trend. We're seeing AI evolve. It's not just about chatting or making cool pictures anymore. It's becoming this fundamental engine for discovery, a tool that lets scientists and engineers go after problems that honestly were just impossible to solve before. The fact that all of this came out of MIT in a single week just shows you how fast things are moving. AI isn't just getting smarter on its own, it's becoming a tool that makes us smarter and more capable. Which really leaves you with one big question, doesn't it?